Greg, where are we today?
So now we're in the B-18 Bolo. So this is a 1935 designed airplane.
No way.
So it was the original choice. It went up against the B-17 in a head-to-head trial for the Army Air Force, Army Air Corps, to pick the bomber that would be their strategic bomber. The B-17 had an issue and crashed, so they automatically picked the Bolo 18 as the U.S. bomber.
That's so amazing to think that, 1935.
So prior to that, bombers were pretty much non-existent. They were wood, fabric, and you tossed the bomb over the side.
We were getting the Wright brothers.
Right, and then all of a sudden you're crawling inside. So it's a very unique plane. There are only 6 of them left. This is the only B-18. The other 5 are B-18A models or B-18B models. So again, this is the oldest of all the Bolos in existence.
So how many people can be in here?
So this one had a 6-man crew. So you had the pilot, co-pilot, navigator, bombardier, and you had a gunner.
And so I think this gunner part's really cool. It raised. I haven't.
Right. So if the turret wasn't in use, it would drop down for aerodynamics because it was just a big cylinder. It wasn't dome like the, not modern, but the later World War II aircraft. It was just a big cylinder which slowed the airplane down. So if it was not in use, it would drop in. Otherwise, it would raise up.
And that's why you don't really see that because it slowed everything down. So even though it looks cool from in here, it was not really efficient.
It wasn't practical for it.
Yeah.
So the airspeed on this one was not very fast. It was under 200 miles an hour. So that was a slow airplane for the day. They were never used in combat. Most of the ones that were built were destroyed on Pearl Harbor and in the Philippines during the first 2 days of the war.
They were supposed to be used in combat.
They were supposed to be, but they were all destroyed. So all the remaining Bolos became coastal guards. So they would patrol for submarines.
This must have been really impressive during its time when it first launched.
It earned the best bomber, and then. Yeah, so it earned it, it did it, it performed, and it didn't crash. So by default, it was picked as the bomber chosen, and they ordered the first amount of them, and then, they slowly became sub-patrols just around the U.S. coast.
Wow, well, let's check out the cockpit. Well, this is an interesting climb. I guess back in the 30s, people were slim enough to get through these doors.
Right, and short enough, right?
Right. I imagine there was a lot of weight requirements in the early phases of this.
Yeah, so this is the cool part about this airplane, this corrugated that we're standing on, the wings underneath the smooth material has the same corrugation. This gives the wings the strength.
Nice.
The smooth metal gives it aerodynamic. So yeah, this would have been the place. You'd have your navigator and your radio operator here. And then you have your pilot and co-pilot up there. So a 6-man crew, and then down below the bombardier would sit. But again, these were never really used in war. They would go for sub hunting, and they would carry bombs to drop on subs if they happened to see one. And I believe there was one account that a Bolo actually hit a submarine with the bomb.
So how long could this stay up in the air?
This one had a range of about 900 to 1,200 miles, depending on what weight it was carrying.
So how many hours would that be about?
So that would be about 7-8 hours.
I'm wondering, I was like trying to think how they can go take a bathroom break, because it's kind of hard to get in there. Crawling out of that's not going to be fun. Like coming in through the doors, but they had to crawl in and out?
Right, so a lot of airplanes had relief tubes. So it kind of looked like a funnel with a hose that just went outside, and you'd just step up, park yourself in there, and let it go. It was just going down into the air. So, but yeah, so they weren't up long enough to, there were no sleeping quarters in this one. It didn't have the range. It wasn't a fast airplane. It was slowly changed out to the B-17 and then the B-24s and B-29s, B-25s. But this is the plane that started our bombing for it.
And like bigger crews as well, right?
Right.
We didn't really even have that going on before.
They got bigger, they got faster, started carrying more and more bombs, could travel further distances. It's still a cool plane because it is the only one that's a true Bolo 18. Yeah. So it's small, it's unique, and if you notice the shape of it, probably if you're a Star Wars guy or gal, you know that it is a recognizable airplane. If you kind of stand it up, and if you watch The Mandalorian, you know exactly what it is. Just like the B-29 was the scene in the Millennium Falcon, that was the gun turrets.
Really cool. So to come and actually see all these planes, come to our open cockpit day during Memorial Day weekend here at Castle Air Museum.